Hi everyone, it's Andrew here from Illuminati Magic, here to give you a quick demo of all of the features on offer with Unifi's second sight. Now, I've got a bit of a spread of goodies here to explain and go through, but to start off with, here we have the Unifi second sight. Okay, it is both a reader and a writer, RFID reader-writer, and let's just show what you can do with the RFID playing cards. Now, they're Phoenix back, and they can be flying past the reader, or they can be going slowly, and you pick up the information as they go. Now, you can see there, I've currently got the notifier screen over here, just showing one at a time. And I've also got here, I'm using the app on the status screen to be getting all the info as well. Now, you have the ability with the notifier to change what you see on the screen here. So if I just go into the settings there, and then I get to number of cards, I can even change that. Let's change it all the way to 6. So all that means now is if I had this in my top pocket, and I was doing a trick where there was multiple cards being selected, or maybe there was multiple cards being placed into a box, and I had the reader inside the box at the very bottom, then when each of the cards go in, you can see there on your notifier, it gets the information of all of them stacked up for you. Or if it was that they were just getting scanned and you wanted to remember them for later on, then you'd then be able to come back and see on your screen later the last 6. So you can adjust that, and there's separate videos talking about the notifier, how you can change its brightness and all sorts of other features. But I really think the notifier is a fantastic add-on for second sight, to be using it to just visually see the information. And it also works with the custom products as well. Now, just quickly back to the reader with the playing cards. You saw then how we were stacking them on top. So what it is the range for one card, you can see is about that far away here. I'll do it from there we go. Now, when you start adding more and more cards, the range becomes a little bit closer. So there we go there with 2. And it can read 3 cards and 4 cards. But again, the more cards that are together, it reduces the overall range and they need to be closer. So you can see, there we go there. Now, it can read under the table. So if I pop this under the table there, if someone was to be placing a card down on the table, I'm getting the information popping up on the screen. Now, that's popping up on the screen. That's visual. We haven't mentioned yet about vibrate. Now, you could have a separate thumper if you want, which could be set on vibrate so that it's getting the information if you've got the reader somewhere else. Or if you've got the second sight reader on you, then what you can do in your settings is you can actually turn your vibrate on, because there is a thumper built into the reader as well. So I can enable vibrate, we'll save that. There's all sorts of other options there. I'll just show if you want to change the number of repeats, the time between repeats, or the length or the strength of your vibrates. But we'll just go back now to the home screen and we'll get a card. Oh, there we go. That's a nice easy one. So 3 of clubs. So what you're going to get for this is you're going to get the suit first in a vibrate, and it's in chased order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. So this is a club, which means 1. And then we're going to get the number by that, which will be a 3. So if we scan that, so that did 1, and then it did 1, 2, 3. So if that was on me, I can adjust the strength and to ensure that it's just at the right amount. And I could also have it delayed, so that if I'm moving my hands near the spectator to get the read, I then move back and it's a delayed vibrate, so that once my hands are away from the spectator, I then get the vibrate. So we'll do it again. So say for the 10, here's a good one, because what we use is Roman numerals once we get above 5 for the numbers. So for 10, this would be 2 long vibrates for each being a 5. If it was an 11, which would be then a jack, it would be 2 long vibrates followed by a 1. And this is a heart, so we'll get 2 vibrates to begin with, and then we're going to get 2 long vibrates. There you go. Now, if you're not wanting to use the vibrate, that's fine. You simply turn it off. We'll go in and turn that off. And what I use a lot is the audio, the text to speech. So we'll go in here to the text to speech, and I'll turn that on now. I can change the language that I want that, as well as what items I want that to be used in. Now, at the moment, it's just playing out loud through my iPhone, but I would have a separate little Bluetooth earpiece that's connected in my ear, and then I don't have my phone on me. I sometimes still have the notifier screen in my pocket or whatnot, but then I've also got the audio information coming through into my earpiece. So if I do that there,
10 of diamonds.
You can hear it.
7 of clubs.
Now, if you have multiple at once,
4 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds.
You can hear it, how it gives all the info. Now, it can scan extremely quickly, lots and lots of cards. So if you were doing something where you wanted to read them very super quick, you can do all of that as well. So that's the playing cards, just to give you a little bit of an idea. Now, let's go now into the app to explain some of the reading and writing features that are available. Now, sometimes that does that when you put your phone right by it because it thinks it's actually a pay gate, like to do a pay pass. Now, into settings, we go into our devices, we go into second sight, and we come up to the read RFID tag section. So this is all my tags here that I've been reading. We'll clear that just to make it nice and simple. And here is just a blank tag. We sell these on the website, or in the manual, you will find the information on the type of tags and what needs to be on it for it to work. And what I've done with some of these props over here is I've printed on some paper and I've stuck the tag onto the cardboard before I've then glued the top image on. So then I've got this kind of like a little bit of a postcard of a nice image that's been gaffed with these. And the possibilities are endless into where you could be sticking these tags. So here we go. So here's one here. Scan it over the top.
Sydney Opera House.
So this one I've already named and I've added an image to it. You can see it's Sydney Opera House and I've added an image, but it's super easy to change. We can just click on it, click on the description. So instead of calling it Sydney Opera House, we will call it Sydney Harbour, just to change it up. We can click on the image. And then if I had another photo in my camera roll, which I think I might, where are we? There we go. There's a new image. Click on that. Now I can also be choosing if I did want to have a vibrate sequence, if this was, if I did want to be doing it with a vibrate. Also, there's some revelation details here where you can actually add a search URL, which I will explain in a little bit later how that looks. I won't do it quite yet. I click program, hold it back, done. Now you'll also see popping up on my notifier screen over here is the information. So whatever text you've written as the description on these different things. So here we've got Elton John. You'll see
Elton John.
Not only do I get it written on the notifier, I'll get the image popping up on my phone. I could have the image popping up on my Apple Watch, or if you've got a Bluetooth earpiece, you're getting the information into your ear. Now, what this is actually a double blank card that's got the chip already in it when it was made, and then it's been printed on afterwards to have this really nice look. So we do sell double blank cards so that you could buy a deck of those and then print your own things on those. We also sell blank face, so then if you were to just wanting to print things on the one side with the Phoenix back, for example, like the ESP cards here. So these ones come in a set of 5 and the information there. So circle, you can see here for the circle, I haven't added an image into it yet. So that'd be super easy. I can just click on that. This one, I'll take a photo actually.
Circle.
Even though that's not a very good photo, but you get the idea. Click program. Now it's done. So now whenever the circle comes up again, I'm getting the image that I just done. So it's like the possibilities of what you could be doing with these are endless. So there you go. That's those bits there done. Now to give you an idea of some of the sorts of performances that could be done with these sorts of things, you could be having a bunch of these books passed out in the audience. And what these books have in them is they've all had a tag that's been hidden behind a little barcode just in the back of the book. You wouldn't even know. It just looks like they're regular books and they're all actually tags. So you can see
Italian, French.
Italian, French, it comes up with all the info there. So it could have the books in the audience. You could be getting a spectator to choose a book, but you don't want them to tell you which one. You want them to choose a playing card, and you want them to pop that playing card inside the book. And then you could be getting them also to be picking something else as well and popping that in. So there's now 3 things that have been chosen, and then they seal this up in an envelope, and then they bring it up on stage. So you don't know which book, which card, or which celebrity is being chosen. Now you simply just put the envelope down
Taylor Swift.
on your table, and then while it's sitting on the table, the read happens through the envelope, through the table, and then there you can see we've got Italian, 6 of spades, and Taylor Swift, which was the information in the book there. There you go. So that's something that you could be doing here. Now, if I bring out some of these are also just some custom ones that have then been done with cities. And I'll bring my iPad in to show you what can be done. So I have here, if I go to Google, now what this is this is using our fake search that's in the app. It's free in the app for people to use. Now, if I'll sit my phone over here so it's a better shot. Now, within the phone, we go back into our integrations and we want to do the search. So I've got Google with the funny L.org as a search, but then I've also got these keyword pairings. So what I've set up here is these are the things that if I search on this main landing page, it'll then connect up everything. So if I could even get my spectator then to say, hey, could you please Google me? So they type in my name and they click search. And then that has now then linked up with the person. Just make sure I hit it there. And then search. There we go. So I'm like, oh, is that me at the top? No, at least it's helping with my SEO by you searching. So what I'll do is I'll just sit the iPad there onto the side. I should turn the brightness down to make it a little bit easier for everyone to see. Excellent. Now, on these cards, what I've done, I'll show you. If we go into the devices, second site, read RFID tag, is I've added into the URL on the information here, I've added a link. Now you'll see in a second what that link is. So here we go. We'll go to the read it.
Australia, Sydney.
Australia, Sydney. And then if you look automatically on the spectator's phone, it's now opened up Google Maps for Sydney. So what I did for that is I've added the link for Google Maps. So on my phone in Maps, I've typed in Sydney. I've then shared, I've copied the link, so the share for the location, and then I've added that into the bottom there. So now whenever that gets scanned, then on their phone, it's literally opened up the maps. Now another thing that you could do, so we'll go back into the web page there, is then like say with the celebrities, for those is that then when a celebrity gets scanned,
Elton John.
You could have the iPad or their phone upside down on the table, but it'll then automatically open up and it can automatically then, and it would start playing as well, the song. We can do it as well for Taylor Swift. We'll close Spotify and all those so you know that it's not like it's sitting there or open for anything. So then we'll do it for Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
And then the song starts playing. Now, I have also been doing it with YouTube for videos on YouTube. So you could be doing even a trick with the playing cards where you have a card chosen, and then on YouTube, it's a video of you pulling out one playing card from the deck of cards and holding it up onto the camera, and the cards match. So again, possibilities are endless. So those are just some simple things that you could do with the search URL with a fake search. I really think the notifier is a great addition to the second site to just be able to visually see the information, and the fact that even your custom messages on all of your
Australia,
custom
Sydney.
tags can pop up on it as well. I
England,
think is
London.
great. I love the idea of having multiple of different tags all being able to be in something, and you can get all of that information at once through
Freddie
the
Mercury.
info, so you just get everything.
Italian.
It's great.
Star.
You've got the text-to-speech,
Italian.
which is another good feature.
Freddie Mercury.
If you did want to be using a separate thumper, then you could have this on you getting the vibrates. And also the buttons are quite special. In what you could be doing with the buttons is you can be setting those buttons to, for example, play the audio, pause the audio, repeat the audio, or to be sending the information to a search. So that could be that you didn't want it to automatically send Sydney, Australia to their phone or whatnot. You wanted to wait until they hadn't changed their mind and they say, oh, yep, we're happy with England, and then
London.
Sends the information to search. Now, if you're then doing some tricks where you don't want the audio coming through your earpiece at times, then you could be pausing the audio so that then if things are happening or getting scanned, you don't get the info at that point. So I think the Thumper Pro with those 4 buttons give you a lot more options to be able to customize your performance and control the show. But there's also a Thumper Lite, which doesn't have the buttons but still vibrates. But yeah, the little bit extra for the Thumper Pro, I think, is definitely worth it. Now, I think that is nearly all for second sight. To just really quickly go over the features. Oh, I guess automatic integrations. So you could also have RFID tags in ping pong balls, and then it could be that it's automatically linking up to your lotto ticket prediction. So then the ping pong balls are in a chute, or one at a time, they go past near where the reader is. You get the lotto numbers and it automatically populates a ticket. You could be linking it up with prevision as well, so that when something gets scanned, it could be, Singapore.
Singapore Gardens.
And then you're standing at the airport with, and the prevision have edited the video so that then the gate that you're standing at, you're flying off to Singapore. So if you are familiar with prevision, you could integrate all with that. And yeah, I think that's about all nearly for second sight. Fantastic unit. So second sight, that is what second sight is. So you'd need to buy that. That links up to your phone directly. So you don't need to have a thumper or anything else to be able to connect it. And then you've got the Apple Watch app that can show the same information that's coming up on the screen. So separately, if you wanted to grab the notifier, I would suggest, obviously depending on your type of performances, but the notifier is great. And that one notifier will then work with all of the other products as well. So you can get all of the information happening at once. Another separate option could be if you did want to have a thumper, but again, not required. Now we do then sell the Phoenix RFID tagged playing card sets. We've got those separate double blank decks, which are really good if you want to be making some nice custom cards. And then you've also got those separate tags that you can buy in packs to gimmick up your own little things. Or you could be just popping these like what I've done in the back of books under a sticker. So a lot of options there, lots of things for you to be able to customize and do with Unifi Second Sight. And if you do have any questions or ideas or things that you're not sure whether you could or couldn't do with the product, simply send us an email or a comment in the video, and we will more than happily help you out, answer those questions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.